Hey guys. Alright, today we're going to be talking about why it's so hard to find a good man. Okay, hold on, let me just type it and pin it. Because now I'm trying to get really good at this. Why is it so hard to find a good man or woman? It's not just a man or woman, and keep them, right? This is the topic for today. So we're going to try and get some people live to talk to us about their experiences. Yes, let's just post that. Okay. Hey, wow, I'm getting really good at this. Hey guys, you remember the glasses I went to? I asked you whether I should buy. This is it. Do you like it? Do you like it? Cool. Hi everybody. Hi. Hi Lucy. Hi Shirley. Hi where are we? Hi Sarah. Hi everybody. Very nice to see you. It's been a while. I have been off social media for a little bit. To be honest, I wanted a longer break, but no one is ready to commit. I know, but we'll get to that in a second. If you want to come and join me, I'll pull you in. But you know, the thing is, talking about taking a break, but it's very hard to take a break because I still talk to people in my DM, and I really just wanted to put it away and not, go into it, but I can't. I'm just one of those people. I just want to talk to people to see if they have any issues they want to talk about. And this came up a lot. A lot of women are struggling to find partners. They're struggling to find somebody they can spend their life with. And sometimes when they think they found them, they lose them somehow, So that's the conversation we're going to be having. I'm going to go straight into picking someone. Lizzie, do you want to come on? Let's add you. Because women have, I have my own views, and I want to tell you about that, but I don't want to influence what you think and how you think and what happens to you and your experiences. Because the fact of the matter is, I've been married for so long that maybe you might think I'm slightly out of it, but I'm not really. We want to know that we can still get somebody, So I want to get somebody on and listen to what the experience is, and then we'll take it from there. Hey guys. Let's get more people on before. There definitely isn't any bad men. Of course not. Somebody says, we just don't find the people we want and are compatible with. Listen, my husband and I, let me just tell you something. I am not 100% compatible with my husband. There's no question. The fact of the matter is he's very different. He was brought up differently to me. But what we did was we made it work. So, unfortunately, when I met my husband, we didn't really date for a very long time, but I knew him for 4 years because he'd been desperately trying to date me. And I kept saying no because I was young. And when I did say yes, within 6 months we were married. But we were so different, and I was young, and really I didn't really know who I was truly. So I had to make it work. I have to tell you guys, it was not easy. It was very difficult. So no amount of talking to and the elders telling you to be this way and that way would help. If it's not working, it's not working. If you really want it to work, you'll make it work. Not all time, of course. Yes, ask your question. Yeah, what's the question? There are definitely good people out there. There's lots of really good people out there. But I think when you go in, again, I'm struggling to tell you what I think because I don't want to influence your thoughts. I want to talk to you first, and then I will tell you what I think. So let's go now into finding somebody who is ready to. Where is here? Tell me, are you in Ghana? So Kia wants to come on. Yes, so let me read what's happening. Question 1, that every man I like wants only friendship with benefits because there's too many women out there. That's the thing. There's a lot of women on social media who are looking, and the options are plenty. And I think if you're looking for a guy and you put yourself out there as one of those, the options are plenty. There's so many of them on social media. And the thing is, because you're struggling to find the right man, what you tend to do is you diminish yourself and you try to change yourself. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of them change who they are to stay in a relationship. They want to be accommodating, especially for the first month or two. This is where the early stages you're pretending you're something you're not. So that's the problem. I think you really do need to go into this relationship being 100% yourself. Let them understand who you are. See, we pretend too much. Sometimes we do what we feel the church asks us to do, and that tends to, influence who we truly are. So you can never be yourself when you're in a relationship. And the thing is, you might think that you're accommodating him and he's going to love you for being something else that he wants. But what you're doing is you're losing yourself. And when you start to lose yourself, the man will know. He always knows. He always knows that he can control you. And when you become easily accessible, then what's the fun? Men, you listen, we as people, we're like animals though. We have that killer instinct. And a man especially has that. He wants to know that he can chase. He wants to know he needs to try hard. A lot of men pretend when they, no, I don't say pretend, but when they get into relationships, they want to be in control. That's a man thing. Not every man, but most men like to be in control. Even this husband of mine that you guys think is so amazing. He loves being in control. But I always like to say, hey, sweetheart, I'll give you control when you've earned it. I love you and I'll listen to you, but then you also have to listen to me. So you have to let them understand that you will not diminish yourself for them. And they love that, especially when it gets to a point where you're with them. You say, okay, I want to hear what you have to say. And then, it's that respect, but there always has to be that respect there both ways. So you can't diminish yourself for him because you want to keep him. It might work for a few months, but in the long term, he's going to lose interest. They always do. And you wonder why, what I did wrong. I did everything for him. I loved him. I did whatever. But he's gone because you're not the same. Let's be honest here. Majority of Ghanaian women over 50 are unhappy. Well, you see, I get a lot of DMs from women who are very, very unhappy. And it's not just the women over 50, sweetheart. Some women who got into early marriages from 26, 28, they are very unhappy. They lost that romance. Because you lose that romance when we'll be too down now. Why you're like, okay, then I'll pay, then I mean your mom. It gets tired. Then he doesn't want to try anymore because whatever it is that he wants, you're going to give it. So he's not that, lion anymore. He can't hunt you. He can't that drive is gone. Let's see. He's not. Of course, it's not an issue of age. So I need to show them attitude. No. You see, that's what the men complain about. They say that you guys, not you, all of you, not everybody. And when they give you control, which when I hear that, it really pisses me off. When they say, when I give a woman control, they tend to talk to me anyhow. I don't get it. What does that mean? They talk to you anyhow, but you can talk to them anyhow. I don't even know what that means. When you become really assertive, a man, some men, not all of them, some men don't like it, that you can answer back. But it's how you do it. I always say it's how you do it. It's not what you do, but how you do it. See, if I had to say something to my husband, I'll look at him and say, hey, I hear what you're saying, but can I just put mine across? And then, if I say it respectfully, he will listen to me. And if he doesn't listen, then he has no respect for you. And that's not the kind of man you want to be. So there's those to be with. Those little things you really have to pay attention to. Women tend to ignore those signs. And then they say, I don't know, he's changed. He was always like that. You just weren't paying attention. So you need to pay attention to people. So let's see some of the question. Most are expecting perfection from the word go. Yeah, nobody's perfect. Okay. I'm a Ghanaian and I was born and raised in England. And I'm 38, okay? Single and have no kids. I'm a happy woman. Okay, I don't want to be tied down with The word is big. Oh. Listen, sweetheart, I don't blame you at all, because as far as I'm concerned, this day and age, when our parents push us into getting married, that is the worst thing. There's no reason to be married to somebody that is not good for you just because the family wants you to be married. See, that kind of thing has to stop. I mean, we push our children into marriages and commitments when they're not ready. You know, I think because of, you know, the medical advancement nowadays, we can have children at whatever age. So I think you have to allow women to grow up, to find themselves, to be able to find their security financially, emotionally, physically, all of that before they get into a relationship. And usually that happens a lot later. So no, I don't agree with anybody getting themselves tied down to any man. You know, I always tell my husband, listen, if I hadn't married him at the age I married him, I probably would be single by now. Because the fact is, I'm really opinionated. I wouldn't be married because I like my space. I love the freedom of speaking my mind, of being myself, of I don't know, I love me. And I want women to love themselves enough to know that they're worth something. Nobody can give you that self-worth. Only you can give it to yourself. So nobody should have to push you into anything. Really. Marriage is if you're 38 and you haven't found the right man, woman, please relax. Why? You know, happiness, it comes in so many different forms. You will find somebody eventually when you're ready for it and your heart is ready for it. If it's not ready, don't push yourself. It's not worth it. Where are we? Is it bad to give yourself to a guy you love and who hasn't proposed to you because you see the signs that he likes? Hold on, let me understand that. Is it bad to give yourself to a guy you love but hasn't proposed to you because you see a sign that he likes? What do you mean a sign that he likes? Well, you see, nowadays, they always say, now I'm saying nowadays they say that to get to know somebody, you have to, you know, be sexually involved. I'm old school. I may seem like I'm not, but I am. I think you have to get to know somebody first before you give yourself to them. You have to be monogamous. Bloody hell, my words are like all over the place right now. I think monogamy is very, very important in a relationship to start with. You have to get to know each other before you have sex. It's too quick nowadays, and I think the men are really getting very crafty at being able to tie the woman down, or get them to commit their, you know, early by saying all the right things. So we just have to get smarter. Now, when I say smarter, I don't mean play games, because games is not something you should ever play. You just have to say, hey, let's get to know each other. Getting to know each other is going out to dinner, spending time together, talking on the phone, not texting. This texting thing and WhatsApping thing has to stop. When you get into a relationship, let them call you. When you hear somebody's voice, it makes such a huge difference. Hearing the voice, you can also tell what they're trying to tell you and what they're not trying to tell you. When somebody's into you, when they're talking to you, you know. And the longer you talk to them, the more you hear who they are. Not texting. We can all text and go and put a heart on it and go, I love you, when you put the phone down and go, and then move on. Talk to them. So always be in conversation. Don't text. If you want to ask him a question, where are you? Call. Hey, where are you? Listen to his voice. Don't let him text you back and tell you where he is. And then later on you say, I didn't know he was cheating. He was my best friend, because you're not calling. You're texting, going, how are you? Where are you? No. See his face. Talk to him. Okay? Those are the most important things you have to adopt, because we've gone into the cycle of this, you know, what's happening thing. Yeah. So I think we have to take our time. I lost my train of thought. Here we are, the first you. So I think that giving yourself to him is not a bad thing. It depends on how long you've been together. But I think we need to talk. Do you want to come on and talk? Because I need to understand whether you are, how long you've been dating. If you want to, let me know. Because then I can just add you to this conversation. Where are we? Okay, here we are. Where are we? I've lost you there. So if you want to join, just let me know. I think there are good people out there. Of course there are. And everybody's scared to commit, sweetheart. Even when you're in marriage, the men are scared to commit, women are scared to commit, everybody's scared to commit because everybody's afraid of getting hurt. I say sometimes getting hurt is a good way to strengthen your soul. Everybody gets hurt. Even when you're in a marriage, you get hurt. So why are you afraid to give yourself to somebody wholeheartedly? And maybe you'll get hurt, but at least you get to love. And you get to experience love. It's not a bad thing if the person, if the person lets you down, they let you down. It happens. It's life. Even in a marriage, the person can let you down. You could be with somebody and they'll do something that you don't want them to do. So don't be afraid to commit. Don't be afraid to give yourself to somebody wholeheartedly. And it has to be your true self to the person. And if it breaks your heart, maybe it's God trying to tell you something. It's all good. Let him go. Somebody else will come along. But never be afraid to get hurt. I'm not afraid to get hurt. I give myself to people all the time, and I'm talking even friendship. I give people the benefit of the doubt all the time. And a lot of the time they let me down. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it. I'm always going to be there for people. And it's okay to break my heart. If you break my heart, it'll hurt. I'll cry, but I'll get over it. But then it strengthens my soul. I know what I'm talking about next time, but it will not change me though. And I think that's really important. Let's be ourselves in a relationship. Let's not diminish who we are. Thank you. You sent a request. Okay, let me find you. I've got you. Cool. Where are we? Yes, Ara, I've invited you. So hopefully this time it will go through because there's some people requesting. You've got to be yourself first, 100%. Some of us are scared to fall in love because of past experiences. What happened to you?
Hello.
Hey, gorgeous. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Sorry, I look like a mess right now.
Oh, I don't mind your mess at all. Is that blonde? Is that curly? What is it?
Oh, no. This is a wig. I wore it yesterday. I wore it yesterday when I went out to a festival.
I like it. It's very different.
Yeah, but this is my opinion, whether you like it or not.
What? I love that.
This is my opinion, right? I find that, a majority of Ghanaian men need to step their game up. Meaning that they need to be more romantic and learn to compromise.
I think that is it's easier said than done. The reason why that doesn't happen is that the parents, it stems from parents and the parenting. We tend to hail the guys a lot more, and we're all at fault. When you have boys and girls, it's like, Amma, come and clean the kitchen. Then I'll be, we're always like hailing the guys so much. So the guy sees the women always subservient, and then so they grow up wanting the same. But they don't understand that when they get that, then they lose the oomph, the romance, and the
true.
Yes.
I
agree. That's what needs to change. It's all about us, the parents. We have to change that.
I agree with you 100%. But it seems like the girls are brainwashed into thinking, you have to, be subservient for your man and so on. And I don't think Ghanaian women understand struggles.
And I think their own struggles is usually about love, not money. Because I think, the thing with Africans is, it's funny how it doesn't matter how little we have, we always find it. It's weird. Have you realized that? It doesn't matter whether we don't have any money, we always are okay somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we take that for granted as Africans. So we don't nest, we don't gather, we just expect. So there's no tomorrow, it's now. And I think that, again, is all about parenting.
I agree with you, woman first, but I feel, yeah, more African parents, especially mothers, they need to talk to their daughters about the dynamics of relationships and tell them what is right or wrong, because a majority of them enter relationships not knowing that it's abusive.
But how do you correct a child about what is right and wrong when you're living what is wrong?
I agree,
Because,
yeah.
yes, because the parents are living in, the mothers are living in a relationship that is not healthy either. A lot of them, I'm not saying all. So it's very hard for them to give the right act, because what they tend to do is guide their children into the same kind of path that they're having. It's like, Kowari, like, go and get married, make sure he's got some money so you can come home and look after us. But you see, that's become, like interred in our bones, that we go into marriage just wanting to be able to go back and look after the family. But that's not what, as a parent, your job is. When you bring up a child, that's your job. It's not up to them to come back and look after you. But when I say it, everybody says, Stephanie, you've lived abroad too long. Listen, I had a mother who's Ghanaian, but she never once, and I had money. Well, I when she was around as well. And she never once came to me and says, and sister me talk her, and sister me tell me bill. Never. There's no reason to do that. Even when she was going through cancer, she won't come and ask, because she knows you're trying to, get a life for yourself. So, I mean, anyway, I see what you're saying, and it really is important. But River, have you had any experiences that we need to hear about? Tell me.
I mean, not really bad experiences, but it's what I've observed in Ghanaian parents, that they really need to, especially mothers, they need to be a good role model for their own daughters. If you get what I mean.
How about your parents? Where are they?
They're in this country.
They're here.
Yeah, of course.
And they were born here.
They weren't born here, they were born and raised in Ghana. But as I said, I'm 38 and I'm married. My mum does not have a problem with it.
Good. So she understands, and she was like,
she understands. She knows that. I think she knows that, I'm really stubborn and I'm really feisty. So.
So what kind of man do you look for anyway? Tell me.
To be honest with you, I mean, I'm a bit selfish, but I look for a man who is not misogynistic. It's not all about gender roles. You have to do the washing, all the cleaning, and all that. I look for a man who's really open-minded and quite.
When you say open-minded, what do you mean? I need you to.
Minded in the sense that treating a woman well, not seeing her as a second-class citizen. I mean, like willing to be up for anything, but not think of you, because you're a subservient or submissive, woman. You should do all the job for me, and you can't have any male friends, you can't go out, you can't wear bikini or anything like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. But that's what a lot of people say. But I think that's going to take some time, and it's all to do with us and how we decide to accept it or reject it. Really, I think.
Because my mum is someone, she knows that, I think she knows to me. My mum knows that I will not settle down with a misogynistic African man.
But are you just strictly looking for African men, or you don't mind?
I don't really. Well, I used to have but the older I get, the less preferences I have. But I don't want anyone who's too conservative.
Yeah. Because
that will just absolutely bore me, that will bore me.
No, but you see, let me tell you something. My husband was very, very conservative when I met him. Very. His mother was as straight as they came. Like, everything had to be perfect. If I put the flower and vase with flowers in the wrong part of the room, if she came to visit, she would move it. But, one of those women. And the thing is, I think that everything is changeable. I saw that was who he was. and I brought who I was into it. And now it's a battle of wills. I'm going to accept you, but then you have to accept me. One of us is going to be like the other at some point. And now we're accepting of who each other are. I accept who he is. And he's become a little bit more like fun-loving and jokey. I mean, some of the times I invited him into this video, trust me, my husband is not the type who would have. he wouldn't kind of like be silly like that. It's not him. But he's you know, he's a lot more relaxed now. So I think you shouldn't close your mind to how they are as now. Open your mind, because maybe with your big personality, they might be a little bit more accommodating and get more fun. I think you can make anything fun if you're full of life.
Yeah, I mean, what I like about you is your open-mindedness and how you're open-minded about sex in particular. That's what I love about you, because I feel well, majority I don't know if it's old school Ghanaians, they have a like this disgusted attitude towards sex or something.
Yeah, I know, but you see, I just go and do what I want to do. I do it in the bedroom if I feel like it, and if he doesn't want it, he'll say he doesn't want it, and he doesn't want it that way. But I'll try everything once. But what I tend to do is I talk to him about it, or if I don't feel like talking to him about it, I'll just show him, and if he gets excited enough, then we're on, right?
Oh,
so you have. Sorry?
I get what you mean, but you know, so you're open-minded, you know, teaching people how to please each other in a bedroom and so on. I mean, that's what I like. That's what I like about you. I mean, it's time. It's by time some of us don't have this disgusted or distasteful attitude towards it.
Yes, you see, I try to sort of explain it in my own way, but I found that there's just so many people doing the same thing now and badly that it's very hard to get through. I mean, everybody's saying just Steph, keep doing it your way, but you see, you know, that's the thing with the audience that I have. There's a lot of, you know, copycats, you know, that tend to try and do the same thing, but they do it so badly that the influence they have is because they have more followers. So, and they change it what is good about what I'm trying to do, and I don't like it. So I just, you know, sometimes it's best to just take a back seat and let them do what they want to do. And the people who actually want to hear what I have to say will DM me privately, and then I'm putting some on YouTube as well. But yeah, I think the influences of how not to do it is being is being shown to do.
I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself, you getting married to a white man, is that what made you open about it? So I'm not sure. Or...
No, my father and my mother, I used to take baths with my mother and my father when I was young. I mean, I remember having showers and baths with my father, and he was naked, you know, and it was all good. So I was all very, you know, I learned how to be just myself and not be ashamed of my body all through growing up.
Okay.
It's not because of a white man, no. It's just who I am.
Oh, it's just who you are. Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe because you're married to a white man, you're open.
No.
Because you know, I should say white people are raw food. They're open-minded. They're open-minded about sex.
No, I've always been like that, and I always will be like that. And John, like I say, he was very conservative, and he wasn't that way inclined, but I made him that way, and that's great now. So we work very well, and I think you can just take yourself into a relationship and make it work. So don't close anything off. It really does work if you allow your mind and spirit and body to make it work.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've met a few Ghanaian men who are open about sex. I've met a few Ghanaian men like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, I don't see like maybe age difference, like maybe over 50 into like dominance and submission and all those kind of thing, role play. I don't see many of them into it.
No, you just, I know there aren't many, but there probably are quietly in their bedrooms. You know, we're the bold ones who want to talk about it, but I'm sure that people I'm going to get, hold on, let me see. There's a couple more people who want to come on. So hopefully we'll talk again next time
We'll talk again next time. It's been nice speaking to you.
You too. And I like your wig. I have to come and borrow it.
Oh, thank you very much. Take care.
Take care, my love.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, guys, here we are again. Let's see. Oh, now I've learned how to do that. Heavens. Let's see who is wanting to come on. Prince, let's get a man on. Now, while I'm here, let me look at some of the questions because there's so many of them. Once again, all that is changing. It takes time. Yes, of course it's changing, Gina, because they weren't brought up to talk about sex. Of course, I think you should be able to talk openly with your partner about sex. That's important. I get that. That will change, and it's changing because social media is so readily available to educate people. But I always say that if you're going to look to people to educate you, you really have to go with somebody who has some pedigree and has some knowledge about sex and relationships. You don't go to somebody who's single. How does somebody who's single know about how to keep a man or even have great sex? Okay, hey, how are you, Kofi? I can't hear you. All right. Kofi was there, but I think I couldn't see him for some reason. Here we are. Yes, you can't talk to somebody who has never had a long-term relationship and get advice from them about keeping a marriage. It doesn't make sense. Hello?
Hiya!
Hey, baby, how are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm not too bad at all. It's so nice to see you.
Good. Oh, it's so nice to see you too. Sorry, I took my wig off. I had to put it back on to talk to you.
Oh my God.
So,
You really look beautiful without it, but tell me about you.
Right. My name is Edna. I'm married with 3 kids and very young kids, so my hands are really full. But I've been listening in, and I think I've been single before. As a matter of fact, this is my second marriage. The first one was really horrible, but I think I wouldn't blame the guy entirely. Mama, I wouldn't blame the guy entirely. I'm sure I was very young and naive, both of us were. So we all played a part, and the marriage didn't work. After that, looking out for a month, I realized that if I wanted to settle, I had set standards. But what you need to realize is that you can't find everything in one person. Just as you are not perfect, you might have you will have good sides and then some not so good sides that you might have to work on together. So you have this perfect picture you've created in your head that you want. It's not going to work out like that. You will have some really good things and then some not so good things that you can deal with, that you can tolerate. And then there are some you're like, no, I can't deal with that. So you're not going to find 100% man out there. You know what you're looking for, you will find some. You just have to make sure that you can put up with this behavior will not hurt me, or it's not going to affect my mental health and all of those stuff. Yeah, so when I met my husband, I'm a sapiosexual. I like men with great intelligence. Like, you have to be bright, and he had it. But physically, I didn't think he was attractive, but I was like, that is it for me. He was spiritual as well. He was like, a very spiritual guy, and he was super intelligent. Had his master's at the age of 24. That is it for me. Then I was talking to one of my friends. I was like, I said, no, he's not. And my friend was like, Mama, I want porn. My friend was like, but what do you look for in a guy? I said, it's the intelligence. I just want a guy who is intelligent. And he said, so you found what you want then? And that was it for me. So sometimes your friends also help, because sometimes your friends will be like, they'll be making fun of the guy, and that can put you off. So I married the guy, and fast forward to 6 or 7 years into marriage now. If you see him, damn, he's cute. We've worked on each other,
So are you saying he got cuter after you left him?
No, after we got married, after 7 years together, after 3 kids, listen, maybe I think it was poverty. He looks really good now. He's worked on himself, and because he's intelligent, he's got a new job, a better job. We're living a good life. I feed him well, and I don't mind doing that. And he looks damn cute. So imagine if I had let him go because, well, he's intelligent like what I want, but physically, I don't think he's that handsome. Listen, May, handsome is not going to pay the bills.
No.
And if he hasn't got a good character, that rough sex you want, you won't even find him attractive anymore once you're married. Because if he's not treating you right, you wouldn't want to have anything to do with him sexually anyway.
That's
so there are
very
certain
true.
things when you're not actually in there, you think this is what you need. But when you're actually married, you're like, actually, all of those things doesn't really matter. You know, so this is just a word out there. Hey, my son has taken all his clothes off. He's coming here.
Hey, ladies.
Auntie doesn't want to see
You
things.
see, you know, she's talking to me. And you see, when you're talking to me, you have to be naked.
He wants a shower, that's why. So yes, I just want to tell my young single sisters out there, yes, it's good to have certain specs, but be realistic. You know, be realistic. And there are certain things that it's not the main thing. It's just the icing on the cake. It's not the main cake, you know. Find a man who will treat you right, who will respect you, who is hardworking, not going to stay at home and not do anything. And then you work so hard and they're even intimidated by you, you know, working so hard. So there are certain things you just need to get right, and other things will just fall in place. You know, when he treats you right, that's when you're going to be sexually attracted to him.
Yes.
You know? So yeah,
100%.
I'm not going to take your time.
I agree with you, and thank you for that story, because, you know, I was trying to tell people that, you know, my husband and I were not compatible initially. I didn't think we were, but then we made it work. And I mean, he's not the best looking guy on this earth, but I love him, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I met my husband, like I said to you, he was a spiritual guy. So that fake is like, I don't do this, I don't hug, you know, all of that stuff. But we got married, and now he's the easiest going guy I've ever had. Like, he does things to make me happy. Like, I am so blessed. I feel so blessed. I'm not even bragging. I have a very good marriage by the grace of God, you know.
And may I ask the question? Is he African?
100%, born and raised in Ghana.
Woo-hoo! Ladies, are you listening?
Yeah,
see, there are some good
born
ones
and
out
raised
there.
in Ghana.
You see, now, because some of them were thinking maybe he was white. No, you see, he's African. Did you hear that, everybody?
Yeah. And this bondage fetish stuff she was talking about, my husband is all up for it. And he's 100% Christian. He's training to be a pastor. There's fetish stuff in the bedroom. He's all up for it. So, and I wasn't even looking for all of that stuff, you know? I wasn't looking for all of that. I just had to get the basics right. I just wanted a guy who was spiritual and a sapiosexual. Got those two together. He wasn't physically attractive at the time, but I realized that, dude, he couldn't cook for himself.
So he'll sleep with you and then he'll pray with you after. I mean, how
he
can you
looks
go wrong?
so yeah. So yeah, ladies, please don't raise the standards too high. Just get the basics, and that's it. That's all you need. You make it work together. And one more thing, I also realized that a lot of people go into marriages and like, this is mine, that's my husband's. Well, it works for some people. I'm sorry for the background noise.
It's okay.
It works for some people. It doesn't work for everybody. We put everything together. There's nothing like, this is my money and that's your money.
And that's your money.
And
I
he
say that
lets
to
me
you.
feel
Yeah.
free with money as well. He knows that, oh, mama, that's not nice. He knows that women like, you know, some women like shopping and spending money more. So he's quite lenient, you know, with money towards me. We put everything together. There's transparency. There's nothing like, you know, he receives calls from his family and he's hiding or nothing. There's nothing like that. So you, the woman, should also try to be transparent, you know. You're not hiding your money and expecting him to be transparent with his money. That's one thing that's killing a lot of marriages and relationships as well. I'm sorry, I've taken so much time. I am so sorry.
No. Listen, what you're saying is so important that we're enjoying it. And I mean, if you read the comments, they're saying exactly the same thing. So I think you're all good. She can be cute, but okay, give him. Oh, what was that?
Stop.
Character or sister. Somebody says poverty is not good, and
no, poverty is not
Dr.
good.
Roger says I love this story, and somebody said he needed your touch, and then there's some things. Somebody says yeah, but there's some things that are deal breakers. Well, that's true. There are things that are deal breakers, like if he's got bad manners, if he doesn't respect you, if he treats you badly. But then, you know, those are the obvious things. But looks, money, and all that should not be deal breakers.
It will come. You know, when I met him, I was earning double what he was earning. But because I knew he was an intelligent guy, I knew that I could work on him. A guy who had his master's at the age of 24. No, he just needed someone to push him. He was working at cash converters or something. I said, you can't be holding a master's and working at cash converters. And I pushed him, supported him, because you put our money together. I would say, no, you need to do this course. I think it will help you. He did his own research, went for the course, and now he's earning double what I'm earning.
But let me tell you something. This story is great, and a lot of men are, and we're very grateful for that. But there are also some that take money from women,
advantage of women,
and then they would leave them eventually. And so the women, I'm speaking for those women as well.
Sometimes you can tell if come on, stop it. Sometimes you can tell if the guy there are red flags. Sometimes we know, but we are so in love, we pretend not to see these things. That's what I said. He was a true Christian. I knew that for sure, you know, because I knew his pastor. We were talking back and forth and all of that. So I knew. Oh no, we did that after we were married. It was when we got married and we put our money together and supported each other. I wasn't going to do that as boyfriend, girlfriend. No way, no.
Yeah, I mean, even in marriages, obviously, it's not only women who go into a relationship wanting money. Some men go into a relationship with a female because they earn more and they use them, and then when something better comes along, then they leave. So that could happen too. But I mean, there's different stories, different folks. So your story is a good success one.
By the grace of God.
Basically, she's saying that listen, don't put any barriers on love.
The stakes are too high sometimes. Yeah.
Thank you, my love.
Come on.
Thank you for the singing in the background from your children. I loved it.
Okay, bye.
So take care, my love. Talk to you soon. Thank you for the advice. We really love that. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. A young lady.
Oh, how do I go?
No, it's okay. I can remove you. No problem.
All right.
Okay. A young lady says, "Mummy, please, shouldn't I get angry when I see a different lady wearing my guy shirt?" Angry at who? You mean at the woman or at him? And first of all, don't go in there with anger. You have to ask the question. So go and ask him, is that your shirt? Did you give it to her, and under what circumstances? You know, don't get angry initially, and don't go in there with attitude either. You have to ask the question very calmly. You see, when you go into a conversation, when you're upset, in anger, you will get a different response, and the response will be maybe lying and anger back. So you won't get the real response that you need. But if you go in there calmly and ask him a question calmly, and he sees that you're calm, he will answer differently, and the response will be different. If he responds angrily, then you know he's guilty. It's that simple. If you go in there calmly and he responds back in anger, you know, right? So let him just talk to you and just watch the signs. And the fact is, when you're calm, you see the signs better. When you're angry, you don't see the signs. It's like nothing happens. So, young lady, be calm and watch for the signs of the line, because women, we're very good. We're very instinctive. We see. We just choose to be blind sometimes. Okay. When who are we? I must join the train. So late, please. I just joined. Hi, Kofi. I know you did. Don't worry, darling. I have a question. Ask me. Yeah. Do you want to join? Join. I think I already got you. Yeah, didn't I? I'm not sure. But if you have a question, please come and ask. Let's see. I'm not sure if this person wants to join. I have got another 8 minutes and I'm going to come off. So if you have another question, please. Hey!
Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, my darling, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Oh,
My name is Daniel, and
Daniel.
I'm in China. It's 10 minutes to 2 a.m.
You're in China?
And yes.
And you're still up?
Yes. Reading. I'm just reading. I'm reading.
Are you there studying or are you working?
I'm working.
Oh, nice. What do you do?
Working. I teach economics in middle school.
Nice.
And I also have my business, so I do trading as well. I have my business registered here as well.
Fabulous. How long have you been there?
3 years now. 3
Do you
years.
speak Chinese?
A little. Not too much. I speak okay. Enough to communicate, enough to get myself around.
So if I say yi coke, is that Chinese or Japanese?
No, that's probably Japanese.
Okay, how about, is it doje?
No,
Doje, is that Chinese or Japanese?
it's not Chinese. I don't know which one that is.
Okay, how do you
So you say ni hao. Ni hao is
ni
hello.
hao, yes, Chinese.
Yes.
And bye-bye.
Yes. Bye-bye, 再见. It's like, bye-bye is like, see, 再见. 再见 is see you later.
再见.
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 再, Z, like Z-A-I.
再见.
再见.
Yeah. Okay. How about I love you?
我爱你.
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 我爱你. 我爱你.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes,
我爱你. Okay, how
我爱
about
你.
I want to make love to you?
Don't take me there. Oh my goodness. What did I ask for? So make love, it's like
these things, you know.
make love, it's like 做爱, to make love.
做爱. Okay.
Yes, to do love or to make love. Yeah.
Okay,
So
做爱.
yeah.
Okay, got that. Ladies,
Yeah.
are you learning?
Yeah.
The ladies out there? Okay.
No, please, this is not good. Yeah, so wonderful discussion. I've been following you for a while, and I don't think, well, in my opinion, I tell ladies, if you want to find a guy or marry a guy, marry a guy who has seen bad days and has seen good days, you know, and because then his character is formed. He's learned lessons, you know. You don't need a boy as a husband. You need a man who has been through the mill, who has been through fire. He has seen some money and knows where his pride is and where his downfall is. And he has been humbled by some lack or absence of money. I don't want to use poverty because poverty is a mindset thing, but you can be in a state where you don't have money, but you're not poor.
Yes.
You know, and
we all have been in that state sometimes.
Exactly. I got married to my wife at a time when I had nothing, and my wedding ring cost me 30 Ghana cedis.
Oh, wow.
You know, because that's what I could afford, and I was not going to say I'm not getting married because I don't have money.
Yes.
I made my own invitation cards. I printed my wedding program at the church with my printer, with my inkjet printer. I couldn't afford honeymoon, you know, but I didn't care about anyone. I knew I had potential, and I was not waiting for affirmation from anyone to know that I was going to succeed one day. You know, I just had to be stubborn in whether anyone believed me or not. I knew I'll succeed. Coming to China, initially, my wife was not in agreement, but I was like, I'm going. I don't know why I'm going, but that voice in me is sending me to China, and I'm going. So I initially came here to do my PhD, but should I say I saw the light, and I said, you know what? I am not going to do PhD. I'm going to quit, change my visa to work visa, because I was privileged to go to school in England, and for some reason my status and my CV qualified me to have a work visa. So I was like, okay, then if I have this opportunity, let me take advantage of it. You know, and by the grace of God, honestly, things are much better than they were 5 years, 6 years ago when we got married. And
Wow.
I look back and I'm grateful to God that my wife is the total opposite of me. She's not a risk taker. I am 110% a risk taker. I don't plan fully before I make a move. I make a move and plan along the way. You know,
You're like me.
you know, yeah. So, and it's been a point of conflict for both of us over the years, because which I have come to accept, because honestly, when I look at marriage, I'm not looking at something in the next 5 or 10 years or 20 years. I'm looking at lifetime.
Yeah.
So if there are any differences now, should I allow short-term problems to, you know, cloud my long-term vision? And my answer is no. Our differences today will not determine what my future should be in the next 50 years. I mean, I will not be a businessman forever. I will not be a teacher forever, but I will be a husband forever till I die. You know, so I
Oh, I
must choose
love
my,
that. That
you
is
know,
such a beautiful thing to say. I have to ask you, where's your wife, though?
she's asleep.
Oh, she's with you in
She's
China.
in China. She's in China.
Oh,
Yes, 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 yes,
wow.
yes,
Do you have any
yes,
children?
yes, yes. We do have one. She's in Ghana. Yes,
Is
yes,
it
yes.
with
So
your mother or her mother?
with her mother, she was with my mom, but my mom traveled as well, so we had to take her to my wife's mom's place. You
So,
know,
and let
so
me ask you, where did you meet your wife? You met her in Ghana, but where? In church or was it school?
she's the girl I've known the longest. She was my friend for 18 years plus 4.5 years of courtship before we got married.
4.5 years of
And
courtship, right?
yeah,
Okay, I just
yeah,
want to point those things out to people who are listening. You know,
yeah.
that's really important. Okay. And so
But
what was it about
but
her that made you think she was the right person for you?
she knew all my life, everything, all my dirty secrets. She knew everything.
So you
And
never hid anything from her?
I never did what?
You never even tried to hide anything from her. You were always honest with her.
No, no, no. We were friends. We were friends. We were like brothers and sisters. We were very close friends.
Yeah.
And for the record, I never saw her nakedness. We never had sex. We were like very close, very, very close. She knew everything. And she was typically not, because she's not entrepreneurial. I'm very
Yeah.
attracted to entrepreneurial women, you know. So she was not my first choice, you know. But she 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 was very caring, and she is, you know, and spiritual, and the only box she didn't tick was the fact that she's not entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
And so I was like, does it matter? I mean, I can be very difficult, and you know, I am difficult for a reason, because I know I have potential, but my environment is kind of trying to put restrictions and limitations on me. So
Yes.
if I am not stubborn, I will not break through. I will not get to the level where I need to get to. And I learned very early in life that sometimes old age doesn't come with wisdom,
No.
you know, and if I try to listen too much to people who are above me, the question is, I have friends who are much younger than I am. I am not too young, I'm not too old either, you know, but I have friends who are much younger, who are more successful than I am. And I listen to them. I love to be with them because they achieved something I couldn't ever achieve in my lifetime.
You are who you hang
Much
out with,
earlier.
so that's a good thing.
Exactly. You know, so There isn't a good man or a bad man. There, in my opinion, there is okay. Well, there's no perfect man. There's no perfect woman. And for a woman, in my opinion, a woman should be able to manage finances. You know, it's a basic requirement. You are the manager, you are the boss in the house.
Yeah.
Without that skill,
I'm glad you said
the
that.
house, yes, it's for me. It's just it doesn't put aside every other character. I don't care about looks. I don't care about any other thing. If she's a good financial manager, that is all I need. Like you
Yeah.
you need to.
I think it's also because you say you're very adventurous and you take risks. So you need the other person to be the one who regulates what happens, because then that way
Mm,
there's a
mm,
good balance as
mm,
well. So
mm,
let me tell
mm,
you,
mm, mm.
if you ever thought about lying to your wife, what is the one thing that will show that you that would make her know you're lying? Because we all have like little,
If I don't want to answer the question,
what happens?
if I don't want to, if I no, sorry, if maybe she's asking me about something I don't want to answer, for me it's better not to say than to lie, because I'm too I'm too blunt. I'm too blunt. I don't hide anything,
But isn't it
you
better to
know.
just say, because if you I mean, have you ever thought about lying to her and then she already knows? Do you know what I mean? We have little
Yeah, yeah,
triggers.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like I repeat myself when I'm about to lie.
yeah, 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 yeah. For me, I think she knows me quite well. She'll be the best person to ask this question, but she knows me quite well if I'm lying. But she knows she'll get the truth from me.
Okay, good.
Always, always, always. About my opinion about anything, about her, about any situation, she will get my most truthful opinion. So
Another
I
question
think.
that some women have asked me as well, because I have you on and because you're very, very open.
Mm, mm,
When you go out with
mm,
your wife, does your eyes wander
mm.
at all? I mean, just to appreciate other women, do you visibly
It does.
look at
It
other
does.
women? Sorry?
It does. It does. It does. I would look at a dress. I would look at, she knows I like heavy women. You know, if my wife sees me looking at a woman who is slim, it's not a bother. She doesn't care. But again, she's very friendly to her threat.
That's a clever
So
way to do it. Yeah.
I think it's the thing that most clever women should adopt and do adopt. Yeah, when she realizes someone is a threat, she ends up being friends with the person. And the girl code, they will not break it. So
Yes.
and personally, in my opinion, my life became extremely more focused when my purpose became clearer. My vision became clearer. My vision for me as a man and as a human being became more clearer when my purpose and my focus became sharper. So now it's even her she finds it very difficult to be a distraction to me. Like there's some things I will not just encourage, like conversations that lead to argument. It's going to distract me because I have a purpose. I have something to achieve. I have a business goal to achieve. So, and for me, my greatest strength is peace of mind. So I will not trade peace of mind for anything else, whether it's friendship or family discussions that will make me start worrying. So my
Yeah.
mom knows that. My mom knows that the only two things that matter to me are my daughter and my business. Like if she wants to have a discussion with me, I don't want to hear any family problems. No, no, no. Those things, I don't, just give me good vibes because I am not from a rich home. I am trying to break through independence. My father died when I was very young,
Yeah.
and I'm the only boy. So I don't have a male figure in my life, so it's like
That's tough.
I'm proud to make my own mistakes and quickly learn from them. So yes, that's my little contribution to your channel and to
Before you
things
go, I need
that.
to ask one thing. I know it wouldn't be me if I didn't ask. What is the one thing your wife does that you love the most about her? I'm not talking about the conventional stuff. I'm talking about
Mhm.
the like, ooh, kind of stuff. The sexual
You
side.
mean like what? Hmm. That's very personal.
I'm not talking about the sexual position. I'm talking about what
Okay.
did she do that, just makes your everything blood flow through your loins. I'm not talking a position. I'm talking about what did she do?
Let-
What is that one thing that will make you want to go, we're on?
I tell her this. She knows I've been very naughty in the past, and I tell her this, that she's got the most amazing boobs. You
Okay.
know, like she. I don't know how she did it, but it's just, in my opinion, it's just perfect for me. And so she must dress up in a way that, makes me not want to avoid, you know, getting
So
close to her.
when you see her and with the breast positioned
Not
nicely,
full,
that
not
turns you
yes,
on.
not fully exposed. Yeah, not fully exposed. I don't like full exposure.
No, but just like
Like,
ideal.
yeah,
So
so like,
are you trying to say it's still perky?
yeah.
So what
What do you
happens
say?
if she has children and it is not so perky anymore?
Well, we have one already,
No, I
and
mean there's
it's still.
one. Listen, when I had one, my boobs were like as perky though. I could suck my own breast at that time. It was perfect. But then the more children, as the children come, it's not quite so perky. So I mean, would that be a deal breaker for you?
It won't be. Her parents were married for 40 years plus. My parents were married before my father passed away. So for me, it's important that, the tradition continues. And again, my opinion of what marriage is what obviously keeps me going. It's not go in and get out, you
Okay.
know. So there is no there's no the gate of there's a gate of no return once you enter into it. That's my opinion, So the
Would
most
you
important thing for
consider?
me,
Yeah, sorry.
mm,
You
yeah, the
okay?
most important thing for me as an individual, initially, we've been friends for so long. I thought she knew me, because I'm a pusher. I push people to do things, well, and again, she comes from a better home than I do. you know, um, her father was very ambitious and very hardworking. Um, well, if my father had lived long enough, I would have been okay as well. But I didn't get it that way. So she's more comfortable, very laid back, and I felt, I mean, this is me. I'm coming from nowhere. So you need to push, you need to support me, But that's where the differences came in. But I had to accept quickly that, look, let her be, and then I will focus. And then I asked her, look, just do this for me. Let me be and focus on my business so that, I'm not going to do this for a long time, maybe 3 more years, and then I'll
And
pack
then
my
you.
tools in business. Yes,
Okay,
because
so
I'm working.
my last question before I
Okay.
go. Um, would it be a deal breaker if either of you cheated?
No,
You would stay
not
in.
her. No, no. It's never, th- there's nothing that's a deal breaker for me. Nothing.
Does that mean
Well,
that
not
you
for her,
cheated
not for
before
me. In the past, yes.
while you were married?
There have been few temptations, but honestly, she knows everything. She knows
Yeah.
everything.
How
Yeah.
did she deal with it?
Um, she'll make friends with a person.
Even if there's been intercourse, I mean, has there been intercourse or is it just more mental and cheating?
No, no. If she sees that the person is getting close through messages, she'll take my phone, check. If she sees that there's that level of closeness, she'll try and play the role of a counselor, You should try and pray for your own husband, and God will bless you with your own husband if you pray. And honestly, like I said, in the early stages of my marriage, I was still finding my place. I was still finding my purpose. For me, was important. I'm just purpose driven. But the moment I got to find what I was passionate about and what I really wanted to do, every other thing fell, and unfortunately, when I say every other thing around me fell. Like every interest in every other thing fell, So currently my friends are only those people who believe in my vision, period.
That's
You
good.
know,
That's good.
we
But
don't talk about.
can I ask another question?
Yes, please.
That's a simple one. What made your attention shift a little bit? Is it because of work, commitments? Was it because, or whatever reason? But what was it?
You mean attention shift from family or
Yes,
from?
from getting close to somebody else outside of your marriage. I mean, I'm not talking about sexually, but
Yes,
communicating with
yes. I
somebody for
mean,
too long.
I realized that the amount of time I'd have to spend even communicating with someone else to build anything emotional was waste of time. You know, manom bonyum bebresa inti mebre. My wife, I didn't con my wife like that because she's my friend. You know,
Yeah.
I just asked her, look, we've been friends for long. Why don't you consider marrying me? Like, her first response was, me, marry you. No, you know. So I struggle. I struggle to. I'm boring. I'm a very boring person when it comes to social life. You know, or
Okay. Okay.
so if a girl's goal is for me to entertain her and to make her, in a relationship, it's not going to work because my conversation is 99% business. So I'm that boring. How my wife has adapted to this is we watch movies together. She knows I watch entrepreneurial movies, movies about business, movies about history. She watches with me, you know.
Now, I was talking more about, I mean, because you have a beautiful friendship with your wife and you have a child and you work together and you're close.
And she's my best fighting partner too. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm saying that, when before, a while back, when your attention shifted from your wife a little bit, maybe you spoke to somebody for too long or, whatever. What made you do that? What was the, yes.
So it was my I had too many high expectations when I got married. And even though I'd known her for too long, I still had too many high expectations. When I got married and I was not getting those expectations met, I felt, I mean, obviously, sometimes it sounds weird, but a newly wedded man is an attraction to some other woman.
Yes.
So yes, you will get attention from elsewhere, and someone who would probably be doing almost exactly what you wanted, which you're not getting at home, but then it's a trap,
It is.
and yeah, so when you become very conscious of this truth very early as a man, you just shift your attention quickly back home. And not just home, but home is not enough. As a man, why are you here? Yeah, why are you here? What are you doing? What is your purpose? It's not just to work and take salary. That's what I feel. Like a man has more to do in life than just work and take salary. And there are two most important days in a man's life: the day he's born and the day he discovers why he was born. And that is the mantra I keep in my head. So once I discover why I was born, I have to keep focus. And my wife knows even she cannot be a distraction to my focus, and my focus is to obviously be the most amazing dad ever in this world. And I don't want my daughter to ever miss that opportunity. So to provide for her and to make sure that I've left enough. I don't know how many years I've got to live, but if you assume I've got 20 more years to live, just touch wood. I want her to live a very comfortable life, not, one that I lived. So my purpose and my true purpose is to be an amazing father, to my daughter. And obviously, when she's gone, I still have my wife,
I
But
know.
I mean, it's.
I'm so honored. Honestly, I'm so happy that I've ended on you because you are such a positive role model for a lot of men. In the way that you've been so honest with me and just free with your thinking and also how you care about your family and your wife and the way you speak of your wife. That makes me really happy. And I think a lot of men out there, I hope, are going to take a lot from that. And a lot of women will have a lot of hope from that. So even if things have gone badly wrong at some point, you can bring it back. and
Yeah.
you can make it work. And I think that's really important that we all have to understand. And I love that. You know, I hope you can come and talk to me at another point. If you weren't married,
I always watch you.
I would have given you one of my daughters, but you know, you're already married. So.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll keep watching you for inspiration. I watch you for inspiration. I did a Maltina commercial with your sister Kosia when I was in primary school.
Oh, you
We
did?
did. Yeah. I still remember that song so well, you know, because we drank a lot of Maltina. Maltina moments, Maltina to share. You know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Life
And
is so funny.
I really admire the way you've handled. I watch you. I take lessons from some of your videos. So, yeah, life isn't
Thank you
perfect, but
so much.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank
And
you so
let's do
much.
this again. Please, you know, I'd
Sure, I
love you
will.
to DM me privately and I'll give you my number
I
so we can
will.
just chat from
I'll do
time to
that.
time.
I'll
That'd
do
be
that.
really
I'll do
nice.
that. I'll do that.
Because,
Thank you
yeah,
so much for
I love the
having
way
me.
you speak, really. It just made me very happy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
wonderful.
And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Sure,
Go
I'll
to
message
bed.
you.
And, you know, have some sex, kakra, maybe from behind, you know, while she's sleeping.
Me cut in ewu and sorry sisi a me. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, Lord, you're so funny. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Ellen was an amazing person to end on. I'll be back again next Sunday to talk about something else. If you have any suggestions about what we could talk about, we could do it. I think next Sunday, what I was thinking about doing is there's a young lady who's looking for a partner. And I wanted to invite a couple of potentials for her and let her do like a blind date kind of thing, you know. So if I can get that together, we'll do that next Sunday. So we'll try and set up a guy for this young lady who's looking for a man. Why not? Let's give it a go. It'll be fun. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can answer some of these questions quickly and then I'll go. He was so funny. He was very honest. I like that. That was beautiful. Elon was his name. Yes, he's is that his name? Elon, you enjoy he was amazing. And who else? Very good. Thank you for that. Give me one of your sons. the only one who's not taking is Cameron. But thank you. It was John DeMar. It wasn't. Expectations can be a killer for sure. Okay, well, I think there's a lot of questions there, and some of them I probably missed. Yes, anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for joining. This was an amazing conversation. We'll have another one next week. Like I said, it's going to be a young lady I'm trying to set up. If I can put that together, that'll be next Sunday. Relationships are one of those things that you have to work hard for. As far as I'm concerned, the only deal breakers should be disrespect, abuse, verbal abuse, all of that, those kind of negative things. But things like looks, money, how badly he dresses, and all that kind of things should not be a deal breaker. And maybe if you feel that you're not compatible, sometimes incompatibility can be a good thing. My husband and I were not compatible, but it works. We make it work. I make it work. Go into a relationship being yourself, wholeheartedly. Don't disguise who you are, how you feel, what you want to say. Don't hold back, but always say everything you need to say with respect. Never be disrespectful to your partner, vice versa, man to woman, woman to man. Always has to be respect. I know anger happens, but what you need to do is when you need to find something out, don't lead with anger. Calm yourself down first and then talk very calmly. You get the best answers that way. If you go in anger, if you both go into anything with anger, you never get the right answers. You'll always get the answer that's right for you at that particular time, but not the right one. So think about what you need to say. Think about how you need to live your life. think about who you want to be, think about the impact you can have in a relationship. Not what they can give you, but what impact, what are you bringing into that relationship? And then you'll find the right person. Okay? So anyway, I have huge amounts of advice, but I'll say it in little bits. Next time we'll talk about something else and I'll give you another bit of advice. But if you want to ask me anything one-on-one, come to my DM and we'll talk, because there's so many different stories, so many different scenarios that I think sometimes one blanket advice doesn't fit all. You know, it's like having a size 5 shoe and say it has to fit a size 10. It doesn't work that way. So everybody's tolerance is different. Everybody's response is different. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. I have to go and eat my dinner now. My husband's coming in and out trying to remind me. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. I love you.